All right, this is a daily chart of Apple. I got a great update. Before I do that, I'm going to go quickly to my chart here, to my stream, sorry, Power Trigger Trade. And on January 28th at 9:15 p.m., I posted this chart update. And this is while the market was really negative. There was a lot of people shouting the S&P was going to go down the tubes and all that. But I want to explain a few things what I said and what I did, which I believe is unique analysis. As you can see here, I wrote some an explanation. I think the targets for the stock, and I also reiterated buy points for 116 to 118. So I'm going to close this now. You can go to my stream and you can check that out for yourself. Read about it. I suggest you do if you haven't seen it. And I'm going to go back to my charts here. And basically, if everybody's been following my stream, I've been reiterating the importance of Apple. Where would be the really bullish points to buy, like a breakout, like new highs. Even though Apple has to get above 119, I talked about a 115 to 116 area, and no doubt about it, to exactly where I said we bounced within the 116 to 115 area. We went to that point and bounced it, and we went higher like this, right? And I based this on the fact of what my visionary alliance said based in the past to now, almost like crystal ball action. Okay, it was correct. The action seemed identical, but more profound. I said that from this earnings than this earnings, and exactly this is what happened, which is incredible. I mean, I wouldn't even if we didn't close like this, it would still be more bullish than last time. But last earnings wedge, like I explained in my thing, we had a really profound move, more than a lot of people expected, and I believe that this is more bullish than before, and that even 145 could be even exceeded for all we know. It could exceed a lot of people's expectations. I mean, I'm happy with 130 on the short-term basis, but I think this stock here is just gonna like the good old days. I called about 5 option trades, and I got the Apple pretty much pat down. This is extremely super bullish. It was a buy today, especially in the 116. There was plenty of time to buy 116, 117, 118, and if you did, you're up profitable. You had a good chance to get into this stock with really confirmed earnings, and I said it was the start point too. I mean, I reiterated this on my stream. And I don't think there's any professional on stock twits that had such a profound explanation. It's a great video. I talk about fun things, upbeat video. I made a point, Apple, a great buy in the 116 to 118 area. Upbeat video explains. And I also based this on BA. I thought to myself that, in this negative market conditions, you have Apple taking off and so does BA. And on top of that, even when the market was kind of negative in the morning, you have BA exploding. I mean, let's pull up BA chart. I told my chart witness followers about BA. That I expected this to make huge. Actually, this did better than in my anticipation. But it took earnings because even when it confirmed it broke out, we had to take profits and then re-enter the stock on the breakout. But I talked about this stock way back in this late December, January area that I identified this to be an explosive mover. Of course, it took earnings for it to really confirm, and it took off. So it was a tricky trade. But anyways, let's go back to Apple. I think this is going to be a great place to park your money, both while I'm in this long term, and also for option trades. This money should be pouring into Apple. The chart's super bullish, and it's been a great buy already. In the 116 area, you have people talking about what's going to, they're waiting for that breakout. That's the old school. The breakout was the day of the earnings was the breakout day. In my opinion, it was choppy, but who would, you don't know whether we could have closed over expectations. And actually, even though people were saying the stock, the momentum was huge, the volume was the second largest in its history, other than this day. This chart is super bullish, and these numbers I'm talking about are a reality based on the history of the stock. I've tracked the history really well with my visionary lines, a unique system, and basically we got time frame alignment, and we held time frame alignment. I'm gonna put my 2-hour bars. You know, from all my time frames here, we did a better job. It's stronger. I said this. I can tell from here. Um, um, Even we never had, even when Apple was really bullish back in the day, it's actually more bullish based on all the time frames I look from the history back in October to now that I look at. So that's how I knew that. I knew that by the action of yesterday that it was a more profound effect than here measuring by the resistance and support that is not seen in moving averages. Um, but anyways, that's regardless of the fact. The point of the matter is that this stock here, this pattern alone, in my opinion, kicking baby pattern is projecting at least on the short-term basis that we go to 124, 125. So that'd be really great. And then we'll be looking for how to add, because do we go to straight up to 130? No one knows exactly how we're going to go, but I honestly think this stock is going to outperform a lot of people's expectation, especially some of those smart analysts that always underball the stock. It's extremely bullish. It's been reset. The good times are here, and the odds favor higher prices unless the market goes so negative that it was able to drag Apple down. But when you got strong companies, when you have this, there are companies doing pretty good, and BA, exceptional movement. This is not a negative market or a market that's going to collapse, anytime soon, like a lot of people are projecting, because stocks like this couldn't perform like this. I've seen really bear markets, really bearish markets, and even Apple got destroyed back in the, go to the weekly chart here. Fuck that's back in 2008. I mean, I've been a long-term investor. Of course, the prices were high. This is the split rate, but I was a long-term investor in this stock through the 2010, all the way up into this area here. So as a long-term investor, I've 7 times the money. Then I basically exited Apple until we had the last earnings. Well, no, this is the weekly chart. I can't show you this. Go back to the daily. The last earnings. The earnings all the way back here in April. And you know what? You want to know something, people? I've followed this stock very closely, and I made a lot of breakout plays on my stream. And people were negative here. Do you know how many pros and people were calling for Apple to fill the gap, and Apple would just go up higher? I mean, this stock is always faced some crazy headwinds somewhere, somehow, to stop it from going higher. Like when we had this flash crash, right? But this is so bullish, the stock, and when we finally do break out above these highs, although I believe we're already broken out, we have stronger time frame alignment of any breakout in the longest time. This was a really great breakout realignment for the stock. It had gone through that same crazy compression time back in February, March, and April. And we went through a compression time again, but this is the most powerful. This is more powerful than anything before, and I believe it's gonna drive this to much higher prices, 145. So it's based on my experience of looking at the price action of Apple. So long-winded video, but I think I had one of the best analysis on this stock out of anything I've ever seen. I know there are bullish people out there, but I really couldn't explain it. So as well as this, anyhow, this thing is super bullish. It's a safe place to make money. It's been and anybody had any, I've had some, this is a chance to make up for anybody. I made thank I made a lot of great gains on the option plays, but this flash crash did cause some nice losses. And then there's been small wins in this chop and flop, but this is now time for the stock to trend and trend hard. Pullbacks will usually get bought back. Pullbacks will be shallow, and price movements will be high. So this is going to be an amazing time to be long Apple. There's a lot of stocks that don't really make a lot of money, so the money has to go somewhere, and definitely money is going to go into Apple. This stock definitely deserves to be a lot higher than a lot of people. There's been negative people throughout the history. There's been negative people here. Trust me, I can tell you from experience. And the stock went higher. There were people negative here, before when we had this earning reset, and I talked about the breakouts to my followers, and all the multiple breakouts. I've explained the story, and I was right all along, even to the top end. I just should have stopped at that point. But anyways, despite that, nobody's perfect. I got carried away with it, so it was just too many winning calls. But this stock here is just at the beginning of its move, just like we were over here. But this is more profound and more bullish than ever before. So it's time to make the cash, people. Congrats to everybody who listened and bought in the 116 area, or added in the 116 to 118 area. Doesn't matter where you got in. I mean, you're going to be in strong profits. The odds favor it. Thanks for listening. Like the video.